Coming up on Coasting Through Asia, we're doing a whole lot of rides that look vaguely familiar.
It is the exact same as Superman at Discovery Kingdom.
It's very, very, very similar to Sheikah.
It felt pretty similar to Colossus.
With some really creative names.
You have Dive Coaster, Skyrocket, and then 10 Inversion Coaster, which are all just the ride model names.
Oh, and we're also doing whatever this is.
Whoa! Are you kidding me?
And it's all coming up next.
Good morning, everyone, from our second ever theme park here in China. We're at Chimelong Paradise, our first of 3 Chimelong parks that we'll be visiting on Coasting Through Asia.
Which is insane. Like, out of all of our China parks, we have one that is not Chimelong on this trip. But originally we were supposed to have 0 that were in Chimelong, so.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're literally getting Chimelong completion.
Hey!
So this is gonna be a good day. So we got several roller coasters right behind us, right at the front entrance is their B&M dive coaster, which is very, very similar to Sheikah, but it is technically not a clone, it is custom.
Yeah, and it has the splashdown, which is like awesome when you walk in to be able to see that, like all grand and everything. Very lively up here so far.
Yeah, it's a very, very good front entrance. So as we mentioned in our previous China video, we are here during Golden Week, so we do expect the crowds to be a bit heavier, but we are not too worried about it. Like, it was different with Dueling Dragons, where it was something that was so unique that we wanted to just lap it over and over again, but I feel like here, if we only do like 1 or 2 laps on some of the coasters, it's not the end of the world, it's all right.
Yeah, I think it's mainly about taking it in, right? Because we've done parks like all over the world, but it's something about it is a little different here. And it's really nice to just kind of like take our time and really like take in like what everything is and what everyone has to offer here, and it's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure to stay tuned for the Chimelong Spaceship and Chimelong Ocean Kingdom vlogs. They'll be coming up very soon. I'm curious in seeing how the 3 parks compare, but I'll say right away, first impression, the operations on this dive coaster are fantastic.
Oh yeah, I can't keep up with them. They just keep sending them. Like, there's one right now.
Yeah, I'm very, very impressed because I was always told, oh man, beware China ops, they're a little slow. And even when we were at Dueling Dragons, they were a little slow, but right here at this dive coaster, they're just sending them.
I love that. It must be like a little busy today too, because they're sending train after train after train and they're all full. And you know, like you always hear, like you said, that the parks are dead here, and clearly they're not right now.
Yeah, but that's okay. So join us for an awesome day here at Chimelong Paradise.
So once you make it past the turnstiles and you admire a view of the massive dive coaster, we have a fun little tiger statue out front and a big portal for what I assume is our first big themed area, which looks very, very Chinese inspired. Of course, you see all the massive lanterns over there, tons and tons of them. Very festive. Again, I do not know for sure if this is here all the time or if this is just for Golden Week, because it is that special time of year that's the equivalent of in between Christmas and New Year's, like how it is in the US. Guys, they have a Huss Frisbee that looks identical to Max Air and Delirium at Cedar Point and Kings Island. Like, same exact color scheme. That is hilarious. So they have a Shoot the Chutes here called Shoot the Chute. It is posted an 80-minute wait, so I think that's going to be a no for us.
All right, our first stop of the day is not riding a roller coaster. It is having something much more important.
Yeah, so China has very basic soda offerings of like the American brands like Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, like that's it. But somehow they have the new Oreo flavored Coke. I haven't even tried it in the US yet, so.
Well, go for it.
We're gonna see how this is.
I feel like it's gonna be like chocolate and cream.
I think it's gonna be really, really weird.
That doesn't look like a look of satisfaction.
I don't know. That's really weird.
Weirder than the egg yolk latte that we tried earlier.
That was weird too. This is bizarre, man. I don't know what to think of this.
So Youngstar Coaster is right up front. It's posted a 70-minute wait. So we made an investment.
Yeah, it was only like $20 though. It's like a skip the line for, I think, all the main coasters.
I think we get to do them all once.
I'll take it because here's the thing. I will probably never be here ever again, so I'd like to ride everything that I can and not waste a ton of time, especially when we need to film.
And you know, this was only like 20 bucks, so
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's really,
it'll be worth it.
yeah.
I mean, 70 minutes alone, that's worth it.
yeah, it's really, really not bad. So Youngstar Coaster is a custom family coaster from Mach Rides. It opened in 2010, and like Dive Coaster, they've been sending out trains pretty fast.
Yeah, operationally fantastic, but that is a big line. Plus all the switchbacks out there.
Right, we just bypassed one line, and now this is the next line that we are
The main
bypassing.
line.
Wow.
I would have been so upset because after waiting out there, I would have been like, oh, now we're headed up towards the station. And then seeing this, I would have cried.
Yeah, this is a lot of people. Again, I'm under the impression that during the normal operating weeks, this is probably not going to be like this. It is just because we're here on a holiday. Okay, unless I'm losing my mind, this is literally the same train front as Pegasus at Europa Park. I've only done that ride once, and it was a while ago, but that looks very, very similar.
That was a really, really solid family coaster. Like, really good forces, like a nice little pop of air time. It's a good length. It was smooth. It was wonderful. I really, really liked it.
Yep.
Definitely similar to Pegasus, but I like that it's custom. Here was the big thing that we also discovered while we were in line for that, and that is that the original Fast Pass that we bought is not what we expected. We thought we were buying a multi-pass to skip like a couple lines. Turns out we bought a pass to skip 3 very specific rides. We booked one for the dive coaster, the 10 inversion coaster, and the drop tower, and we had no idea.
Yeah, wow, that really does look exactly like Max Air.
I told you, yeah. So what we had to then do was then go buy a separate skip the line to skip Pegasus. So
I've got so many wristbands.
yeah, that's
on
what the
one
green
hand.
one is for. Then it was like $9 or something, which again, the first one was like 20. So then we also bought another one to skip the Skyrocket line. So all in all, like $40 worth of skip the lines.
Oopsie.
But who knows if we'll ever be back here. So like,
Exactly.
it is what it is. We're here during Golden Week. We knew that going in.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a little confusing to figure out the Fast Pass system.
All right, next up, we're riding Dive Coaster, not to be confused with Floorless Coaster, because we're just naming things exactly what they're.
We love going by the name of the ride model. Anyways, this has a 40-minute wait, which is actually one of the shortest lines we've seen so far. Here's a look at the line we are bypassing. We are taking a separate entrance up into the station. So it appears that the loose item policy here works where you just put your stuff in this basket, and then they slide it over here and you pick it up at the exit?
All right, guess we're gonna put our stuff in these baskets. We'll see you guys after the ride.
We just got off the ride and we're checking out the loose item system. So we were given like a little thing that goes around our
key.
Yeah, a key basically around our wrist that we rode with, and it corresponds to a number that has all your stuff in the basket.
And a color.
Yeah.
So it's like very nicely organized.
Yeah, we
It's
hand
like,
it over to a person and then they hand us our stuff.
But it's like on this like conveyor thing.
Yeah.
So like you hand it over there, and then it like slides down, and then they sort it over here.
This is an upgraded system of the system that is in the UK parks, because they'll hand you a key on your wrist and then you get it from someone at the end of the ride, but it's very cramped because it's in a room, and here it's way more efficient because there's lots of space and it's color coded. Very, very handy.
As for the ride, I quite enjoyed that. I would take that over Sheikra.
Well, it's very, very, very similar to Sheikra, just like very minor changes, but it has the Griffin-sized trains. It's way cooler, like out on the edges, because we were on like the far right, I think.
No, yeah, far right
Yeah.
in the front row. So yeah, 10 across, but with a Sheikra style layout, so it's just the one inversion, the Immelman. One thing that Sheikra does better is the near miss underneath the mid-course, but everything else, honestly, I liked better on this. I also thought it was smoother. Towards the end on Sheikra, like with the Helix, it's a little questionable. This Helix, you're lower to the ground. I thought it was great.
This one also has like an extra restraint. So it obviously has the over the shoulders and then the seatbelt, but it also has another seatbelt that goes across your lap. So it's like a whole extra restraint, but still their operations are super fast. Like it's not slowing them down. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I was really impressed at how many operators they had on platform. Like they were ready. Something that was interesting though, before we rode, we watched them cycle 2 trains, because it's only on 2 trains, so 1 train each, empty.
Yeah, I think that is a thing. Like not just in China, but like Asia, period, is every once in a while they do like midday like checks and maintenance, which I don't have a problem with. It was quick. It didn't really affect anything, so it's
yeah,
fine.
they just cycle it empty. It's like, all right, it's good. Then they reload.
Yeah.
So.
There's a huge stage right here. Definitely giving Tomorrowland vibes. Like, wow, those are giant eyeballs. So weird. I wonder if there's a show going on tonight. So when we were at the top of Dive Coaster, we could look out and see that over here is a whole separate water park where there was a slide wheel, a water coaster, and they have a special passageway you can take to go park hopping. So you just scan your ticket right here, and then you can go access the water park and come and go as you please. So we were reading about how this park has a Waterworld style stunt show, and this looks to be the arena for it, but it is definitely closed for renovation. So that is something that we will not be seeing, but that's still really cool that they like normally would offer that. Yo, look at these giant robots. What is this? There's like a bunch of them. They're huge.
They're way cooler than the ones yesterday.
Yeah, this is so random. I guess the people here just like really dig big giant. Oh, there's more over here. I think these robots are for a show or something. It's called Alien Attack. Yeah, here's the entrance for it. It's open. There's just a bunch of them all over the place. Very interesting. All right, we're doing it. We're gonna go see Alien Attack. I have no idea what to expect, but this is a pretty impressive queue. Look at this.
As an alien lover, I am psyched.
As a robot smashing things lover, I am also psyched.
I think it's aliens. I don't think it's robots.
Then why are there robots everywhere? They gave us 3D glasses. I thought this was a show with live actors.
I'm gonna go with no, because I don't think you need glasses to see them in 3D.
Correct. Wow. This is neat.
It's really cool. It's giving like Tomorrowland and Magic Kingdom vibes.
Yeah. Oh, are we about to watch the Born Stuntacular?
最先进的极速交通工具，这个加速器实现高速旅行，占一个保留。
What? Is this a ride?
I think it's a ride. I don't think it's a show.
I don't know what this is. There's like a giant screen all around us. Unfortunately, it did say no photos or videos, so we will not be able to show you the experience. But yeah, I'm guessing this is some one-of-a-kind ride that we've never done before.
This reminds me of, what was it called at Universal? Disaster?
Yeah,
Where you like sat in the vehicle or like, and you saw like the earthquake or whatever? It's like from the tram, they also do it at the tram tour.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
I've done it
this.
at Hollywood, but I never did it when it was in Orlando. This is very, very cool.
I think the best way I could describe Alien Attack is just the 360 portion of Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
Or Fast and Furious. So your vehicle does not move, but it'll like shake back and forth and you have the screens all around you.
Yeah, my biggest complaint was that I didn't feel like the screens were super well hidden. Like I felt like I needed something on the ground to kind of make it blend a little bit. 'Cause I was distracted looking at the floor.
Exactly, yeah, you could literally see the path
Which
that
is
you
my
took to
fault.
walk up to it.
Yeah.
I think my biggest complaint with it was there was really bad warping. And to me, that detracted from it because everything looked like the Eiffel Tower in Soarin'. So, like, But basically, the premise is that you are like in a spaceship. You're going to these different like alien worlds, and then the robots that are like your defenders start fighting the aliens, and the aliens are really cute, and you buy then a plushie for it in the gift shop.
That's about right. That summed it up.
Yeah, it was solid. It was interesting. Not what I expected at all, but
Yeah.
I'll take it. It's one of the clearly a must-do attraction here, right?
I do have to say, like, that, you know, whenever you go to somewhere new, there's going to be, like, some cultural differences. And some are, like, easy to adjust to. Some are, like, whatever. But one that genuinely I'm not getting used to, and it is bothering me, is, like, the lack of, like, personal space. Like, if you're standing somewhere, like, someone will come and just, like, totally, like, stand on top of you. And there's no, like, oh, I'm so sorry, or, like, or even like it's just normal that people just like kind of pile on top of each other.
So when
even when it's not needed.
So when the doors open for everyone to board, everyone just shoves, and like people are like
aggressive.
running to the seats. It's just pure chaos.
And pushing each other out. Yeah, and like, you know, there's like X amount of seats in like that room, and it says it up front, like there are this many seats, and they let just exactly.
I think
that
it's
amount in.
180. It's
Yeah,
a lot.
They allow exactly that many people in, but then still people would like sit in the middle of a row and leave seats on the side that you can't get to.
Like scoot down, everyone scoot down.
I
It's just like,
know.
and then you ask someone to do it, and they look at you like, why would I do that?
But then some people would not get to do it, and they'd get sent back out if they don't move it. It's very odd. Like, you know, you're waiting in line and somebody's like this close to you, like that you don't know, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't love it because like I'm a lovey touchy person, but with people that I know, so it's a little weird to have strangers like on top of you like that. It's very different than like Japan, where everyone is very like orderly and like spaced out, and like it's like perfect, right? Like how everyone is like so in line, and
It's a lot more chaotic here. Very different
Yes,
culture.
Yeah, like okay, the pre-show in there, everyone was talking so loudly, but if you were to do that same thing in Japan, it's like silent.
Dead silent. Everyone's
Silent.
watching. Yeah.
Silent. I would say America is more on the side of loud in pre-shows. So like
I would
that,
say though there is a little bit of in between. I would say for the most part when I watch something at like Universal or Disney that's a pre-show, I would say there are a lot of people who would be quiet during.
yeah. This was like it was just universally everybody was chatting and not watching at all, and I was like, weird.
Continuing the trend of weird drinks. Coke lemon? I mean, I've seen this in a freestyle machine, but not in can form.
Didn't we try this one last night?
Yes, we did. Yeah, that stuff was pretty solid.
Solid.
Yeah, and I'm 90% sure that's Fanta.
That's definitely Fanta.
It's
That's the
gotta
thing is,
be.
no matter what language it's in, I recognize. The
I recognize the
colors,
logos.
logo, the font.
Yeah, the fact that they can convert like something in English to Chinese and keep the same like logo style is just very impressive.
I might be the wrong person to test this because I don't really love soda, but let's see. Not bad. It's like, yeah, it's like a hint of lemon. It's not overbearingly lemon.
I think it's refreshing. So this right here is referred to as the Forest Temple walkthrough. At least that's what we assume it is a walkthrough. But I don't know entirely because it's all clearly enclosed. Whoa.
It's really cool. I don't know what this is though.
Yeah.
I gotta find out.
I don't know either. There's a line for it, so maybe it isn't a walkthrough at all.
No, maybe it's a dark ride.
This whole park is like one big guessing game. If it's not abundantly clear, we didn't do a ton of research before going in here. We
It's
knew.
also really hard to do a lot of research because like a lot of the websites, it's not even a translation thing, but like a lot of these places don't have their own website. It's like if you search the name, it comes up with like a
Trip.com.
yeah, or like Klook is very common, Klook. Wow. Yeah, so like it'll just be like, here's where you buy tickets. Not a lot of here's a list of our attractions. It's weird.
Yep. Okay, so I'm starting to think this is a walkthrough.
I guess.
So maybe the queue is just to like help space people out. It's like the tree at Efteling.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh wait, you were referring to this.
Uh-huh.
Wow. That's really pretty.
Wow.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, you're not as pretty.
No, he's definitely not as pretty. Whoa. Are we back at Team Lab Planets? Don't accidentally walk through the water. Or if you do, make sure that your camera's put away. What? Oh my god. That is awesome. Holy crap.
This literally could and should be a dark ride.
Yeah.
Like, there's it's awesome.
The rest of it just feels like a queue for a ride. And then these feel like scenes in the ride. Whoa! Oh my gosh! This is awesome!
Get away from them!
Expecto Patronum! Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Why is this just in a random walkthrough that was not even heavily advertised?
We just stumbled in here, like, not knowing what was about to happen, and I'm so glad that we did not have a heads up. This is so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pissed if I missed this. Yeah, do this if you come here. Whoa. This is like some Indiana Jones stuff.
Oh my gosh.
The floor's moving. The floor's, oh yeah, we're straight out of Indiana Jones. Oh my gosh. Just when you think it's over, there's literally more.
How is this not a dark ride?
I know, this easily could be a dark ride.
That was freaking cool. I'm so glad that we did that.
I know, we were literally like walking to go, head somewhere for lunch and we just happened to see it and we're like, yeah, let's just look. Thank God we did. That was awesome.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of easy to miss. So for context, Alien Attack is right there, and then just around the corner,
Big old arch.
that's the entrance. Again, there's barely any advertising. It's just an arch, and then you just go for it.
They need a big sign that just says like, do this right here.
Epic walkthrough.
Do not miss, yes.
So yesterday we got KFC. Today we are much more cultured. Here we got a bowl of ramen. Those are pork and chicken balls, I think. Beef balls? I don't know. Whatever. Some sort of meat. What'd you get?
This is pork. It's on the bone, which is different for me, like little bites of them. It's very yummy.
Rice, broccoli.
It has
Asparagus?
broccolini. I think it's about to be broccolini, or I'm not sure. That I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but I will find out.
Yeah. Mine also came with a drink. A lot of Chinese people drink this like orange drink that we've seen everywhere. So that was kind of a nice surprise. But yeah, overall pretty good. One thing that we like about where we're eating is that they have different spots for various locations like around the world. So Thailand, down there it's Singapore and Malaysia, and then also Vietnam. We've now arrived at our next roller coaster, which has a story to it. This is an Intamin half pipe, and it is closed. Specifically, it is standing, but not operating, and has been, at least according to RCDB, since 2006.
I did see online somebody say that they came here in 2009 and they had a photo of it operating. So I wonder if maybe it was later than that.
Yeah.
Or it reopened for a bit, but it's definitely not open now, especially because there's an umbrella in the ride vehicle. So I'm going to say it's not open today.
I have no idea why they would have left this thing up if they ever intend to reopen it, but it's very, very strange. Because, yeah, I mean, this would be a good ride to have in their lineups. Can't seem that complex. There's clones of it all over the world. This show venue is called the Magical Theater, and it just dumped a huge crowd out. We heard a lot of people cheering, so whatever's in there clearly must have been awesome. We'll see if we have time for it later. Here's something I was told to check out. They have an international circus here. You can see they have the show times listed, so there's one at 11, next one at 5, and then also 8. It is an upcharge experience. There you can see the main entrance down there, but I've heard it's actually really cool.
My guess is we won't have time for today because we got like 30 minutes to go till 5, and we still have some roller coasters to ride, drop tower check out, some other attractions, so it's all right. Can't do everything.
Oh, check this out. This is really, really cool. A bunch of tigers around this rockwork, and that appears to be another entrance into the park. So much like Guangzhou Scenic Land, which we were at yesterday, Chimelong also has more than one entrance into the park. So I guess we came in through the south entrance. This would be the north entrance.
The sign literally has a piece of track. That is so cool.
This is an epic entrance sign. Very, very impressive. This one only has a 25-minute wait, which is one of the shortest lines that we've seen here, but this is one of the things that we paid for to skip a line.
We're using it. We paid for it, we're using it.
Exactly. Looks like they have the same loose article storage facility set up as Dive Coaster, so we're going to go ahead and put our things away.
We were put in row 4 on the Colossus Cologne 10 inversion coaster, and it felt pretty similar to Colossus.
I guess maybe I've just had good seats on Colossus. I know I rode in the front row last time we were there, so it wasn't bad for me. That was not great. Because it's like, I want to keep my head really far forward, but then the seat from like, or the back of the seat in front of you is like right here. So you don't want to keep your head too far forward because you're like, I'm going to smack my face. And yeah, you just get roughed up quite a bit.
There is no room in those trains. It is just a bad design. It is so cramped,
so awkward
getting in and out. That is a top 5 worst train design. Speaking of top 5 worst train design, we're on our way to the Skyrocket 2. 10 inversion coaster was fine. Again, it's cool for like the gimmick. It's personally not my favorite, but I can see how it's appealing to the public. And it does happen to have the record for the most inversions out of any operating roller coaster in Asia.
Their Skyrocket 2 is literally named Skyrocket. So, in case you're keeping track, that means they only have one operating roller coaster this entire park that has a creative name, because you have Dive Coaster, Skyrocket, and then 10 Inversion Coaster, which are all just the ride model names.
Wasn't Half Pipe called Half Pipe?
Yeah, Half Pipe is called Half Pipe.
It's very matter of fact, I like it.
The Skyrocket Q has very much a space vibe, so maybe it's themed to like blast off. Yeah.
I was an astronaut.
The Skyrocket 2 was pretty much just like every other Skyrocket 2, specifically the ones without the comfort collars.
So I approve.
Much better.
Yeah.
Still very tight getting in and out. These trains had some extra padding around them, which I thought was interesting.
It was on like the side panels, and it wasn't like thick padding or anything. Like it was kind of just like more like just a cover than padding. I don't know what it was there for.
Very strange, but yeah, literally same exact color scheme as Superman at Discovery Kingdom.
Even the rails, like it being like yellow, like it's completely the same.
It clearly was copy and paste. Like they looked at Discovery Kingdom and said, yes, that, just the exact same thing. Just do it all over again.
I mean, it looks nice. It's all right, but yeah, much better than the other kind.
So remember how I showed you that stadium earlier that was by the dive coaster? There's another one by the Skyrocket too. Again, very reminiscent of like Tomorrowland.
I'll say it's giving EDC, like big time. I don't know what it's for. Maybe they have like dance parties over here for like festivals, holidays. I don't know.
Maybe, but yeah, this is like a huge open plaza, clearly intended for something. Something I'm still getting used to in China is that you just have these big, tall skyscrapers or like apartment buildings just surrounding the theme parks here. And that's pretty much across the board, no matter where you go.
Well, yeah, and everything is under construction. Like, you can tell that one's not done.
Yeah.
And like, they'll have like 12 identical structures right in a row, and it's like a little weird.
It definitely is. Their air race may also be called air race, but at least it has a giant elephant on top of it. That's pretty lit.
It's actually a pretty cute decor setup here. I like it.
Let's go for a ride on their drop tower called Drop Tower.
Yes, and we're gonna use this to skip a 20-minute wait.
You know what? Better than waiting 20 minutes, so I'll take it.
I liked that drop tower. It's just a little shorter than I expected.
I don't know, they all freaked me out, so I didn't mind.
It was a lot of good airtime though. Like, I mean, it's very forceful. It breaks kind of high up.
We've been trying, like, from any kind of high vantage point to locate where this Vekoma motorbike was and if it's still there. Because considering they've left the half pipe for God knows how long, and the other one closed literally last year, in theory, it's probably still here. We just don't know where.
I'm guessing it's gone. I have no idea where this old coaster would have been. I know that it was a clone of Booster Bike at Toverland, so at least we have experienced the ride more or less. But yeah, it's too bad that we're missing it by only a year. And so, with all that being done, we are on our way out of Chimelong Paradise, concluding our day at this awesome park. We had a good time.
I was gonna say, I feel like this place very much exceeded my expectations. I knew, like, from seeing stuff online and knowing how popular they are, that the other Chimelong parks are, like, mind-blowingly amazing. But I thought this was kind of like the forgotten, like, third park, which...
It kind of is.
It kind of is. But, that being said, it is still significantly better than, I would imagine, a lot of parks out here, just from stuff that I've seen online and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've heard very iffy things about a lot of Chinese parks, specifically the Happy Valley chain.
Those are like a crappy Six Flags, like even worse level.
Exactly. We have never been to a Happy Valley park, and we're not going to one on this trip, so we'll have to save that for another time. But starting out with Chimelong, I can confidently say these are well-run parks. Like, operations, fantastic.
That bodes well for the other two.
They're all running like multiple trains, lots of operators. They're really working for efficiency. The loose article systems were really handy. Like, yes, the park was busy, but we made the most of it with our skip the lines. And like, I hope that the park is as good when it's like an off day and not just during like a holiday. I wonder if the park is like dressed up at all because of this week-long celebration. I don't know.
Great day. We have more stuff that we're gonna do before the day is over, though. We're going to Canton Tower, which at one point was like one of the tallest buildings in the world. I don't know if it still is.
It still is one of the tallest buildings in the world. Yeah, and they have some attractions up at the top. So we're gonna take about a 40-minute DD or Uber ride over there. About an hour drive north of Chimelong Paradise, due to crazy traffic, we arrived at the base of the Canton Tower, sitting just under 2,000 feet tall. It is one of the 5 tallest structures in the entire world, and it looks incredible at night.
See each of those lights around the rim? Each one of those is like a bubble pod that takes riders around, so it's like a horizontal Ferris wheel. Really, really cool. I don't know any other tower that offers something like that. It appears that all of China decided to come to the Canton Tower tonight because this place is packed. I guess the traffic on the way here should have been the first clue.
Well, after asking around, checking everywhere online, they are definitely sold out, which I'm definitely bummed in. I take partial responsibility because this morning I was looking at booking a time for it, but they had all these different packages and there was availability, but I didn't know which one to pick. And so I was like, okay, I'll deal with this later. And well, we never actually really waited any lines today. And that was my initial plan, was to like figure out the Canton stuff when we were like in line for a ride. And we just walked on to everything. So I never did it. And we got here and now there's no availability. So yeah, I'm definitely bummed. That would have been really, really cool to go up to the top because they have a drop tower up there. They have a really cool like Ferris wheel thing. It's a bummer, but I'm still glad that we got to be this close to it and get those really cool views because this is a pretty iconic structure. And so like the visuals are amazing. Maybe one day we'll be able to go up to the top. And whenever that is the case, we'll be sure to book tickets online in advance first.
Since we can't go up the tower, we're just like walking around the base, seeing some views around the city. This building is beautiful. That's stunning. I don't even know what that is, but I love it. So here's a fun fact for you about Guangzhou. This is the only city in the world that has 2 structures in the top 15 for tallest structures in the world. So the Canton Tower is the number 5. This includes towers and buildings. And then this building right over here is the Finance Center, and that is number 13 worldwide. So very, very impressive.
I just broke Taylor's brain. The Canton Tower looks exactly like a Chinese finger trap.
I had no idea, but she's totally right.
I've heard about how cool seeing big old Chinese cities are at night, and Guangzhou lives up to it. Just the lights on all these buildings is electric.
Oh,
like,
God,
it is
it's
so cool. Like,
Yeah,
very
it's beautiful.
picturesque.
It's very, very cool. Like, and it's funny because I can look all the way down there, which I don't know how far that is, and there's lights all over those buildings too. It's just everywhere you look, there's something going on, right? There's something big and tall. Everything is scaled very large. out
Yeah,
here.
like obviously it sucks that we aren't able to go to the top of the Canton Tower, but walking here along the waterfront and seeing everything is still very, very cool. And I'm definitely glad that we still came over to this area.
Oh yeah. On the next episode of Coasting Through Asia, we're in the heart of Hong Kong at Ocean Park. A park literally built on a mountain with some of the coolest views you have ever seen.
We start at the bottom and then take a skyway up and over.
And we'll get to ride their B&M floorless coaster, Hair Raiser. It's literally the frickin' Luna Park thing that horrifies me to my core.
There's an airtime hill on
A
this
really
ride.
good one. But we will not be riding any of these.
No way, it just opened, is what I would say if it just opened. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna open today.
And it's all coming up next.